Sponsored by Blackmagic Design, the world's highest quality products for the feature film, post and broadcast industries. Blackmagicdesign.com. And by JMR Rentals, professional, digital, cinema and broadcast equipment rentals in Brooklyn, New York. JMRNY.com.
So I became aware of the festival last year as a creator and as an actor. My team, which had a web series called Chill Girl, had their world premiere at the festival last year in Miami. They were amazing to us, and we were nominated for a bunch of things, and I ended up coming home with the Best Supporting Actress award, which was a great honor, and I just got to know Lauren, who runs the festival, and the whole team, and I really wanted to get involved more. I'm a born and raised New Yorker, and so when I heard they were coming back to New York, I was so excited to get involved in terms of bringing them back to New York, welcoming them for their 10th anniversary, and that's where I got involved in the sales team. I think what's so exciting about this year is because it's the 10th anniversary and kind of the reuniting of the festival and New York City, there's going to be a great amount of new content and lots of stuff from this year, but there's also going to be kind of a reflection on how the festival has come up over the last 10 years and all kind of the greatest hits of the last 10 years and what's that looked like for the festival. And in terms of, this timing with right now, I'm an actor primarily in film and TV, and we are on strike for good reason, and it can be easier to forget kind of why we do what we do and what we love about it. And this is a great opportunity to remind ourselves that, we are not always reliant on these big studios to make great work. We have the passion and, the tools to get to make it ourselves and get to showcase it and get to see distributors and all these exciting people who want to see our work. And so it's always a great timing for independent films, but it's really better than ever to kind of celebrate that time. Over the last 10 years, and I'm sure for the next 10, 20, 30 years beyond, in terms of web content is very real content. That is where things are being made from. That is where we are seeing the full scope of talent, of excitement, of all these new things that are coming out. And I think that that's going to feel very true as we continue on in this industry of web content is really the primary source for where all of our creativity is coming from. And I'm so glad we have a lot of access to it.
I'm Lauren Atkins. I'm the founder of NYC Web Fest, which was, when we started, New York's first web series festival. And we now screen pilots and short films. And we are at the Chelsea Bell in Manhattan having a networking event for filmmakers as a end of summer blowout as submissions are about to close. So I was involved, produced, and I was also in a web series called My Friends Think I'm Funny. And it was created by Mike King, who is a comedian. And it was just about how the regular public doesn't realize how difficult stand-up comedy is. And they think it's just someone being funny. And they don't realize the art form and the rehearsal that goes through it. And we were looking for a place to showcase this. We tried to pitch it to TV, which we did. And then we changed it into a web series. It became sort of like a funny docu-series. And then we were looking where to showcase this. And LA Web Fest was the first of its kind. And I went to LA in 2013, but also went to several web series events in New York as well, around the same time. And I just realized that there was a market for this. There was comedy web content happening in the Lower East Side or in the Village. And then there were like Black web series in Harlem. And I just thought there needs to be something that brings the community together. And so I brought that in 2014. After the first year in 2014, the festival really exploded from 2015 to 2019. We had creators fly in from around the world, many different countries around the world, in Europe, in South America, in Canada. There is funding for digital projects. We just had this amazing turnout of people over the years. Then the pandemic came along. I had just been back home in South Africa where I was born and had been on the radio and had spoken to people about doing a festival down there. And of course, in March, everything changed. And we had the gift of time because our festival wasn't due to happen until November of 2020. And so we just sat back, postponed the submission period, and then we went virtual, which is probably the best thing I've ever done, just because it was so hard. And I learned so much. We had virtual networking, and we still managed to have virtual panels with filmmakers from around the world. We respected their time zones. And then in 2021, we decided to go virtual again. And 2022, for our 9th annual, I partnered with a venue, a wonderful venue behind the Sandbar in North Beach in Miami. And now we are at our 10th anniversary and we are back home in New York. So for 2023, our 10th anniversary, we are looking at showcasing obviously new talent. We've always specialized on that. And also bringing back some former creators and showcasing official selections and talent, especially in New York in particular. What's interesting is that with the now writers and actors strike, you know, we kind of paused for a second and we were wondering where does this festival, you know, how do we land during this climate? And where we've been fortunate is that the majority of the projects we screen, particularly in America, are independent. And still several, more than one this year, independent streaming services have reached out to me. So I know that there is still an appetite for this medium. For November, we hope to have several streaming services and options for the independent creator and for web series creators to showcase their work.